If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis. The mental side of tennis, from my perspective as a fan, if you like, the two things that strike me in tennis compared to lots of other sports that I think make it a big mental challenge is, first of all, it's an individual sport. But secondly, so there's nowhere to hide. Like in football, in a team sport, you can just give the ball to another, teammate, and you cannot call for it if you like. But there's nowhere to hide. The other thing as well in tennis is again in something like football, you can be really nervous, but you can get a bit lucky, and of course that can be the case in tennis. But basically, your body could be shaking when you're about to take a penalty, okay, and you can still score because you can just put your foot through it, right? You just hit it as hard as you can. And actually, probably you will still score because of the odds on that.
Yeah.
But there's that in a sport such as darts, snooker, tennis, where you need to be pretty calm and you need to have a pretty steady hand. There's just nowhere to hide. Is there anything I'm missing, or am I underplaying something, or even overplaying?
No. I think you're 100% correct. I think the real tough thing about these sports and tennis in particular, because of how physical it is as well, is the relentlessness of point after point. And if you're nervous, you have to fight through those nerves sometimes for, an hour. and they might disappear for a while, but then suddenly, you're 5-all and it's tight again and you're feeling very tight and you have to manage it over and over again. And I think, the best players in the world just, use their tools and remember to use their tools in big moments. Because, once you get to pro level, it's not like any player doesn't kind of know what they have to do, but it's in the heat of that moment that they either don't remember because the brain is frying a little bit, or they don't have the courage to use them.
Yeah.
So, for us sitting there, I remember when Roger Federer had 2 match points against Novak at Wimbledon serving.
Yeah.
You're thinking serve and volley both.
Okay.
Yeah, probably Novak's not going to make a great return on both.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know what whether that what Roger was thinking, or maybe knew something more than that I did, but that was my thinking. But he didn't, and they slipped through his hands. Now, to do that though in that moment takes a huge amount of courage.
Yeah.
And and first to make the decision, and then secondly to follow through the decision like that. But then you've always got, and this is what's so tough for players. The other thing is, match point, make the person play. Don't serve and give them a quick volley or whatever. And that's another school of thought. But I think deep down, players get to a place where they have an instinct. And I think, I say this over and over again, the best players in the world are the most relaxed and the bravest. Because in those moments, when their instinct is telling them something, they are brave enough to follow it. And which is why, and again, it doesn't guarantee you're going to win, but I do think it starts to push the odds more in your favor. I'll just say one other thing is, I don't know if anybody's ever been go-karting or any kind of motor racing or watches motor racing, but when a driver gets in the groove, they lap like within 0.1 of a second every lap, like in this unbelievable groove. But if they lose that groove, when they're in that groove, it seems so easy. Just do it, right? No hassle. But if they lose that groove, if they go a little too fast, then they slide out of a corner, they lose time. If they go a little too slow, then that's not effective. And the margins are so small to stay on that groove. And for players as well, when you go into something like the French Open or any tournament, but especially the big ones, you hope that you can get through that first match and find a groove. And if you get in that groove, then that gives you your best chances of winning, because then most stuff is happening automatically, which is the most effective. Everybody has a problem when they start to think on the court, and automatic is fastest and easiest because you know how to do things. And it's not like you don't register. I say when you're playing very well, you are aware of everything, but nothing distracts you. When you start to think, your thoughts start to distract you. And that's very difficult to manage. And if you can learn how to manage that and get yourself back in the groove a little faster than other players, that's...
Ready? Play.
Good afternoon and welcome to the coverage of Grigor Dimitrov, the Bulgarian versus Daniil Medvedev, who is, of course, the defending champion at top seed here. I say here in terms of theoretically moving myself to Vienna at the Vienna Open. We've already had one pretty good match already today. That was involving Arnaldi and Rublev coming through in straight sets. All part of the national holiday. It feels as though today was sort of built around the national holiday that is happening in Austria at the moment, meaning that we've had Rublev, we have Medvedev at the moment, Tsitsipas straight after, Sinner, and then followed by Tiafoe versus Monfils. So an absolutely stellar packed Thursday afternoon that we have at the moment, going into the quarterfinals tomorrow. What can we say about the two players that we have in front of us? Well, starting off with the image we got on screen, Grigor Dimitrov has had an outstanding season so far for in comparison with the last few seasons that's come about for him. He's been rocketing right up the rankings for a guy who was hovering around about 30 in the world for a number of years. He's shot up to around about 17, 16 in the world at the moment, and expect to probably be seeded at the Paris Masters, being one of the top 16 seeds next week. And he's just been shown such high levels of consistency. Some people may put it down to his coaching decision, taking on Jamie Delgado, former coach of Andy Murray and also Denis Shapovalov. And maybe Denis Shapovalov will be ruined the decision to get rid of Jamie so quickly from his coaching lineup, given the success that we're seeing that Grigor is achieving. But we're not just to wax lyricals about Grigor. We also have Daniil, who is having one of his best seasons, barring 2021, where, of course, he picked up the US Open title. He is currently sitting on 5 titles for the season, only one behind Carlos Alcaraz, and has the opportunity this week to level a Carlos with a number of titles that he can pick up in this single season. And of course, Vienna, a place that he knows so well, a place that he's played at on a number of occasions, and a place that he is the defending champion of, beating, funny enough, Denis Shapovalov last year in that really good final that both of those two players played. Both players are just sitting down now, getting ready to go back on court. But just to give you a clue of who they beat, Grigor Dimitrov managed to get past Lorenzo Musetti in a high tempo match, which took place on Tuesday night. And of course, Medvedev played on Wednesday afternoon yesterday because his opponent Arthur Fils was in the final in Antwerp, so he was given a couple more days to be able to rest before that meeting. What we can see, though, is they have met 7 times, with Medvedev winning in the last one, which is at Rotterdam at the start of the year, 6-1, 6-2. So let's hope we don't get a repeat of that. Otherwise, this stream's going to be over pretty quickly, as Medvedev is going to be the one that's going to be serving first. If you've got any questions, please put them in the chat. More than happy to give them an answer. It could be about the match, the players, or anything to do with tennis in general, as Medvedev ends up skying wide one of his serves. Just going to get some water from that. And as we can see, Borna Goyo is currently a setup against Tommy Paul, who's getting to know that stadium quite well, as he's got a doubles match with Cam Norrie on straight after the match he's doing at the moment. There's a gap between one player. Down the tee by Medvedev, and unfortunately no control available for Dimitrov on that serve. That's getting ready there. So we've got 15-15 at the moment. Medvedev goes cross court. Absolutely nothing Dimitrov could have done about that, and it is now 30-15. So like I said, please do put some comments in the chat, any questions that you may have. I saw that the chat was very live in the previous match, the one that Damian was covering, so it'd be good to see that continue over to this one. As Medvedev now goes 40-13 up. His serve really coming into good form or good play here at the moment. As you see, got a minute on the clock. Down the tee, a attempted slice backhand by Dimitrov, but no luck as of yet. And because, like I said in the preamble about Dimitrov, he's had a very consistent season. In the Masters event that we had last in Shanghai, he reached the semi-finals. He was in the quarterfinals in Beijing. Has managed to get to the quarterfinals of Queens. A range of tournaments he's managed to get fairly deep into. Just the one criticism that is still being placed against him is that when he comes up against those big players, he may play the first set very well, or two in the case of some of the Grand Slam events that he's played at. But when it comes to keeping that consistency, it tends to fall off near the end. And I know that's something that Medvedev will want to try and at least capitalize on if Dimitrov plays a very high level from the get-go at the moment. But Dimitrov is now about to serve. And he goes down the line. Sport and Politics, hi, welcome to the chat. You're saying, hi, James. I think Dimmy may have one last 500 or 1,000 title in him. Why not this week? Well, certainly given what happened in Shanghai, there is a very big possibility that a 500 or 1,000, and we've seen that plenty of times before. I mean, you only think back to Washington, in which Dan Evans won the title. There are certainly 500 events on the calendar that can open up quite a fair bit. And you can never rule out a guy who's currently ranked 20 in the world from picking up a 500 title. I think pretty much every player in the top 20 has at one stage picked up a 500 title, all barring Casper Ruud, I believe. And also, hang on, let me just double check before I say that. And also Holger Rune. I don't believe Holger Rune has a 500 title, but the rest of them, I think, all have at least picked up a 500 title at some point in their careers already. So, it certainly is in the lap of the gods to be able to do that. It's 15-0 at the moment. Dimitrov goes down the line, backhand by Medvedev, but Dimitrov is able to smash it to the other side of the court and to be able to get to 30-15. But could it be this title, sport and politics? That's the big question. It is an incredibly stacked field in Vienna, and surprisingly, and we don't usually see this, a lot of the seeds in this in the Vienna tournament have held up. There haven't been any seeds that have gone out early in the first couple of rounds as of yet. I mean, I know Tommy Paul is currently struggling, and he is the 6th seed. But we saw yesterday Zverev came through against Cameron Norrie. It's a shame that Cam wasn't able to try and get some run of form going. I said it as a Cam Norrie fan, but them's the breaks almost in terms of the draw that he got, and Norrie was only a couple of places off being seeded for this event, and we saw in the event last week for Cam. Where he, was one off being seeded and ended up drawing a top seed Taylor Fritz in the first round. If you don't have that number next to your name, you don't have that protection, and you can play absolutely anyone early in the draw. Dimitrov has just managed to sail through his service game there. So a good serving performance on the last point to be able to get that sorted. As we move now to Medvedev now re-serving. But I was just to continue what I was saying about the seeds holding up. Karen Khachanov as well yesterday came through his second round match and is already in the quarterfinals and will play the winner of this contest between Medvedev and Dimitrov. So we could get an all-Russian affair if that does take place, if Medvedev is able to get through this match. And then, like we said, Rublev earlier on that was quite a big performance because it meant that Rublev's win earlier on today against Matteo Arnaldi means he's now qualified. He's now officially qualified for Turin. I'm sure we'll get an image from the ATP account or the ATP Finals account of his face being sort of lit up on the side of one of the famous buildings in Turin. I need to know a little bit more about Turin before I start saying what building it could possibly be, because I don't know off the top of my head. But we've seen it for all the other players like Alcaraz, Medvedev, Sinner, and Medvedev and Djokovic, where their bases have been lit up once they've qualified. So we should get that tonight. And given the fact that, of course, we're now into October, the nights are really drawing in. I'm sure it won't be too long before we see his face being lit up and shared on social media. That, of course, though, opens up the gap as Medvedev is currently 30-15 in the lead. He's just ended up hitting the ball wide there. This does mean that the race to Turin is narrowing in terms of the number of spaces that are available. There's only 3 spaces left, and it looks as though there's around about, this is counting on the top of my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we've got around 7 players who are in contention for those 3 places. I mean, a lot of people do expect that, although they're not in the greatest of forms, I say greatest of form, they're in middling form at the moment. Both Tsitsipas and Zverev should get in and should get themselves sorted for Turin, which would only really realistically leave 1 place. But all it takes is just for a couple of those players that are outside the top 8 at the moment to hit a bit of form, hit a bit of a purple patch, and those and Tsitsipas and Zverev may actually end up being a little bit vulnerable if points start accumulating up. But at the moment, it does seem like it's 1 place available for 1 of 4 players, and all those 4 players are, funny enough, taking place in Basel at the moment. They're all playing in Basel. It's currently 30-30, by the way. Dimitrov has made a little bit of a comeback in Medvedev's service game here. Medvedev was 30-love up. Medvedev goes to the serve, goes out wide, forehand there. Forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Tsitsipas, sorry. Forehand by Medvedev, Dimitrov. Oh, wide by Medvedev. So Dimitrov has an early break point here in Vienna. That was a little bit of a wild one there by Medvedev. He went for the cross court cross court forehand, and it didn't necessarily work out on that point there. Just getting himself into position. Goes down the cross. And that ball was in, and there was nothing on it from Dimitrov. Dimitrov did not attempt to go for that ball, and as such, we are now back. We are now 2 deuce. So That one break point chance was snuffed out as quickly as it was achieved. Shall I get some water on there? So Medvedev going up the line, cross court, but that is long of the service box. So into a second serve. Dimitrov will try and be able to get on top of this one if he can. Then the middle, body serve, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, forehand exchange taking place. Oh, that is on the line there by Medvedev, but then he hits another shot long. He hits it long of the baseline. Medvedev kind of seems a little bit 6s and 7s at the moment, I would say. Very much at 6s and 7s. So Medvedev in the air, up the middle, forehand by Dimitrov, but it's only into the net, and the second breakpoint chance goes amiss as well. We can already start to see from the stats that the unforced error count and winner counts are staying equal between both players. They're only the one ace for Medvedev at the moment. It's pretty good going. Goes up the line, slice backhand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand, all taking place at the back of the court. Forehand attempt by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, and it goes long of the tram line, and that means we are now at advantage Medvedev. As well, Garcia, live play, question mark, link. If you want to watch it live, I'm in the UK, so I'm watching it on Amazon Prime at the moment. But you can also watch it on Tennis TV if that's where you'd like to have that. How about the picture on in the background and then me commentating over it in a way. So Medvedev goes up the tee, cross court, no luck. He hits the net. It is a double fault, and we are back to deuce. So it certainly does seem like Daniil is a bit of 6s and 7s. Now he did do an interview. He did do an interview at the start of the tournament, or at least I believe it was after his match win yesterday with ATP TV, as he hits one out. So break point again for Dimitrov. I will come back to I'll come back to that point in just a second, as we now have another break point chance for Dimitrov. Is Grigor going to get this sorted now? Is it third time's a charm? We will see. Up the tee, forehand by Dimitrov, no luck on that one for Medvedev. Up the tee, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov. He's really showing some aggression, and it's out by Medvedev. It is out, and that means that Dimitrov has the early break here. He has the early break in his opening set. Really good play there by Dimitrov, stuck in the points. I must admit, Daniil does not look at the races today, making a lot of unusual mistakes at the moment. Earlier on, it could be, I mean, I usually would say the word nerves, but he's not a guy that's going to get that nervous. He's played a multitude of 500 tournaments at second round level. He's not going to get nervous about this. But like I was saying, he did an interview, Medvedev, at the start of, I think at the end point, or that's the post-match of his match yesterday when he played Artifi. And he stated that he felt really good on these courts. He got to the courts, he thought, wow, I feel really good at the moment. And this could certainly work well. The indoor setting is a setting he likes. He's pretty much won every indoor title, at least big title, that you could possibly think of. Paris Masters, ATP World Tour Finals, Davis Cup, that was indoors. He's also won Vienna. He's won Rotterdam. I mean, the only thing I think he hasn't won is Basel, and that would be all the big indoor titles then wrapped up after that. But of course, as our Talking Tennis banner states, he has not yet managed to defend a title. He has won 20 titles in 20 different cities. So that is an outstanding stat to be able to walk away with, good or bad, cities or towns or however all those ones are made up. Of course, the biggest surprise that he mentioned about the start of the week was he's still absolutely shocked that he's managed to win a Masters 1000 title on clay with the Rome title that he picked up at the in the end of the clay court swing. You know, the build-up period before, of course, Roland Garros takes place. As was also noted, we're hoping to get some Dan Evans MRI scan news soon. This is quite critical because it will decide if Dan is able to play over anything to do with this season, or what the thing that he is most looking forward to and the thing that's motivating him for the end of the season, which is the Davis Cup, something in which Dan Evans finds like 2 or 3 extra gears in when he's playing the Davis Cup. He does not want to be missing out on the Davis Cup. It is, like I said, it's an event that he absolutely loves, and because he loves representing his country, which is excellent to see. Forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Dimitrov there, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, playing the slices a lot here. Dimitrov, backhand exchange, slice by Medvedev, by Dimitrov there, slice by Medvedev. Oh, and Medvedev into the net. So Dimitrov, 15 love up. Dimitrov is 15 love up. Yeah, so and this is certainly going. I mean, if Dimitrov is able to win the next service game, he would have won as many games as he did in the last match in Rotterdam at the start of the year, which was similar conditions, indoor hard, ATP 500 event. It's Dimitrov really is showing some real good progress since then as well. As he goes cross court, brilliant inside out, inside out cross court forehand. Cross-court forehand there by Dimitrov. Really, comes into the court, which is always good to see. It's a real aggressive approach to move yourself inside the baseline and go for the hit. As we get to see the Uber Eats adverts all over the shop. Cross-court, back forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov up the line, backhand by Medvedev, and that is into the net, and that is 40 love. Please do vote. Who do you think is going to win this match? Do you think it's going to be Medvedev, or do you think it's going to be Dimitrov? At the moment, it's certainly looking promising for the Bulgarian, who surprisingly isn't actually down on the list, as he just goes cross court, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, slice. Medvedev comes running for it, forehand up the line by Dimitrov. Backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov. It was slice. Medvedev hits a forehand, it hits the net, and then topples over the tram lines. It is now 3-1 to Daniil, as Tommy Paul and Goyo is currently at 4-4 in the second set. Goyo winning the first on that one. So just to see, as we now are at 3-1, I'm sure Medvedev will want to try and at least halt some of this progression that is taking place from Dimitrov at this point. Just to give you a score update from Basel, Fritz and Shevchenko are 3-all, and so are Alex de Minaur and Talon Grigor. As there was an attempt to go out wide, I think it clipped the net, and as such, we're back to a first serve here. Cross court, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, and it was a brilliant backhand cross court by Medvedev. Dimitrov unable to reach at all. 15 love to Daniil. Okay, Daniil into position. Goes cross court, backhand by Dimitrov, forehand cross court, running towards it, and then a brilliant drop shot by Medvedev at the net. Just able to take it completely away from Dimitrov, who's unable to reach it again. 30 love. So 30 love currently to Medvedev on the service game. This service game is looking to be much better than his previous one. He probably will still be a bit fuming that he was able to get himself broken. Medvedev tries to go down the tee. No luck on that one there. Hits the net. Medvedev goes down the tee, backhand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev out wide, backhand attempted by Dimitrov, but unable to get any height or pace onto that, and as such, it fails to go anywhere near even his side of the net. 40 love to Medvedev. This is turning into an incredibly quick service game for the Russian. He goes cross court, it hits the net, no luck just there. down the line. Forehand attempt by Dimitrov, no luck. But that was a let cord. Medvedev goes down the tee. Forehand by Dimitrov. Backhand by Medvedev, but into the net. Just ends up just absolutely no. How best to describe that? It was just felt like it had no control on it as he just ends up spanning that ball into the net. Okay, Medvedev tries to go cross court. No, look, I do love that camera shot they have with the right above the player as they're about to serve. It's a really good action shot. Down the tee, backhand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, backhand up the line by Dimitrov, and it just kisses the line. Brilliant backhand, drilled backhand down the tee. It was almost team at his best esque shot there. Sean, hi Sean, good to see you in the chat. Is Dimitrov's play close to his level when he was in his prime? Is Dimitrov's play close to his level? It's a good question. I tell you what, a bit of a bad question for me to try and answer because I never actually watched him in his prime properly, barring the odd Wimbledon bits here or there. I would probably say that you can never really hit the prime that you would have hit in your mid 20s. As somebody who's now going into them, who's in the early to mid 30s, but he's certainly playing a good, high, consistent level. Is how I would look at it. And generally plays like a player who is using all his weapons as best he can, really trying to maximize at the end of his career. I know he will be probably a little bit annoyed that, ever since the real high that was his 2017 run, where he won the Cincinnati title and following it with the World Tour titles, with the World Tour Finals title, he hasn't really been able to sort of kick on from then. I think a stat I saw before his final in what was it in? Not Basel, it was Geneva, before his final in Geneva earlier this year, that his last final before that took place in 2018 at the Rotterdam Indoors, Rotterdam ATP 500 event, which is a long period of time, just over 5 years between one final and another. And for a player as good as Dimitrov, you would have expected that at least maybe at one other 250 somewhere along that way, he would have at least got to the final and maybe picked it up. But no, not the case for Dimitrov on that one there. He will, of course, want to try and get at least one or two more titles before his career is out. But his season is looking quite short actually now for the rest of the year. He's got this event here in Vienna, and then he's down for the Paris Masters. And something I was mentioning about was the fact that, of course, with Tel Aviv being taken off the calendar temporarily because of the events that are taking place in that country at the moment. Sofia has come on as a temporary solution, almost, or a temporary 1-year license to fill the void of the Tel Aviv event. And of course, Sofia being in his home country of Bulgaria, he currently is not in it. Now, there are still 3 wildcard slots, and I'm sure Grigor went to the authorities in Sofia. They'll gladly give him a wild card, and he would be one of the top 4 seeds. We certainly want to try and target that event. But yeah, it's looking as though Grigor's season is slowly coming to an end, which is a shame given how well it's gone. As he hits a brilliant forehand out to the back of Medvedev. Grigor hits a brilliant serve out wide. Medvedev just goes scrambling towards it. Only hits a very short return, lands quite short in the court, and then Medvedev runs one way, and Grigor sends it to the back of him. So Grigor, 15 love up, goes down the tee. Forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, forehand down the line by Grigor. We've got a forehand to forehand exchange, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand to backhand taking place at the moment. Each player just trying to force a mistake out of the other. Good ball there by Medvedev, but Dimitrov's able to get to it on a change at the line. Drop shot attempt by Grigor. Medvedev is able to reach it, but only able to stick it long beyond the baseline, and that is then 30 love. Excellent bit of play there by Grigor. Really playing incredibly well at the moment. It's clearly come to this contest with a game plan of what he wants to do against Daniil. He's just in position, just getting himself ready and waiting. Grigor into the air, goes down the tee, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, Forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor down the line, backhand cross court by Medvedev, and it's long of the baseline, and that is 40-love. Grigor is doing an excellent job at just making it unbelievably awkward for the man who loves to make other players feel awkward, and just looks so dominant at the moment on his when he has control of the ball. It's brilliant to see. So he attempted ball there, just out wide, onto the second serve. Cross court, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, cross court again by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, cross court, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, cross court, forehand down the line. What a winner! What a winner by Grigor on that one there. Just added the pace. He was stretched cross court and just went forehand down the line, and it just clips the edge of the line to take it to 4-2. Brilliant bit of play there. Literally just skims the top of the net. You could not hit a more perfect outside in forehand. (4-2) already. We've not even been going that long. It's been 24 minutes and already the set's at 4-2. Good bit of play there. Of course, Grigor would want to hopefully try and get a double break just to make the set seem a little bit more secure. As Medvedev goes up the line, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, or it's a forehand by Dimitrov, but he just only smashes it into the net. It's quite wild as in terms of a hit. 15-love to Daniil. Just getting themselves into position, and then they go attempt to go cross court by Daniil. No luck, just goes up the line. Daniil goes cross court, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor again. Medvedev's kind of in control here. Attempted forehand down the line by Dimitrov, but no luck, just hits the net again. 30-love to Daniil. 30-love to Daniil. Medvedev goes up the line. Grigor was just about to get to it, but then Daniil comes into the midcourt and just hits a wild forehand attempted winner, and it goes long over the baseline on Grigor's side, and as such, it's now 30-15. You may feel annoyed about that. Generally plays into a lot of those points that he seems to be hitting quite poorly at the moment. First serve percentage is down as well, 65%. Goes cross court, goes long with it, just goes too long. Onto his second serve. Goes cross court, forehand down by Medvedev, Grigor, and then a poor sliced backhand there by Medvedev. He was caught out a bit, goes for the attempted slice and just hits it, slices it wildly out of play. Way too much power on that one, and as such, we're at 30-all. Goes up the line, backhand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev again, backhand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor. Cross-court exchanges between the backhands and the forehand. Up the line there by Medvedev, forehand across court by Grigor, and just about in there from Medvedev, and it just clutches Dimitrov out, who's unable to do anything but slice the ball into the net. 40-30 Medvedev. That was a very, very clutch bit of a point there. That ball, that attempted change of direction ball there by Medvedev, just as she clipped the line on the way over. And it just caught Grigor out a couple more centimeters more, and that would have been break point Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev again, down the line by Grigor, forehand across up the line there by Medvedev. Tries to do the exact same as he did in the previous point, but puts too much on it. We're now at juice. Make sure you do hit the like button. And do comment in the chat. Any questions you got about the match, tennis in general, more than happy to give it an answer. As Medvedev tries to go cross court, no luck, just goes long. Grigor is getting this position. We've got a second serve here. Maybe a chance to get a chance. Goes cross court into the net. and just a double fault by Medvedev. Advantage Grigor, a break point opportunity here to go a double break up in the first set. Double break opportunity here. He did lose the. We'll say something in a bit if this happens. Medvedev goes cross court, backhand by Grigor, into the net goes Medvedev, and he hits it wide of the tram line. So it is a second break. It is a second break for the Bulgarian. We are at now 5-2. Now, funny enough, in our last meeting, the first set, Medvedev won it 6-2. So maybe we're going to see the complete roles opposite in this set here. With 27 minutes on the clock, and Grigor is already about to go out to serve for the first set. Like I said, when the first break took place, he doesn't look too much at the races here, Medvedev. He certainly looks a little bit annoyed, and he's certainly making the mistakes to copy it. I mean, that's not mistakes you expect to see of Daniil on a hard court, and especially an indoor hard court at that. I mean, that landed plumb solidly in the middle of the tram lines. Like, it wasn't even close to the right line for him. So it is, yeah, Sean's saying here, oh dear, Medi. It is certainly the case of, oh dear, Medvedev on this one. I'm trying to have a look, just because it was quite a fun thing. People said that the more disheveled Daniil looked, the better he played. Whereas the more neat he looked, the worse he played. So maybe we're going to have a quick look at Daniil just to see if he looks too clean and upkept and too, upkept and tidy. No, I'd say we're halfway between disheveled and completely clean on the look for Daniil for today's match. So maybe that's not the case or not the issue that's taking place here. So Grigor is 5-2 up and is now going to go out and serve for the first set in Vienna. We get a brilliant view of the event area. An annoying sort of look there on Medvedev's face. New balls as well. That will help Grigor. Just add a couple of extra miles per hour pace onto them. So Dimitrov into the air, goes cross court, hits the net. No luck. Second serve. Grigor up the tee, all long. Oh, that's not a good start to an attempt to win a set. Double fault. One into the net and one out wide. That may give Daniil a little bit of hope in this set. Grigor gets himself into position and sticks it cross court. Backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor. Backhand down the line by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor. Medvedev really stretching Grigor at the moment. Medvedev comes to the net. Grigor tries to go around him. No luck, but goes back to... and a little bit of tiki-taka at the net there. Medvedev trying his best at the net to really snuff out Grigor, but Grigor is able to keep into it. And there was just a point there where the gap opened up for Grigor as he came to the net as well. And he just sails it past the octopus. 15-all. Good bit of play there by Grigor to be able to win that. It looked for all the world that was going to be Medvedev's point. So Grigor getting bouncing the ball into position, sticks it into the air and goes cross court. Medvedev was just about reached to it, but Grigor goes cross court again. Medvedev goes down the line, and it's long. It's just long of the baseline. And a classic story that we're seeing in this first set is Medvedev missing the ball long and by quite some distance on that point there of the actual game of the baseline itself. Really doesn't look like Medvedev's at the races, certainly in this first set. I'm always going to caveat that, and I'll explain why in a bit. Dimitrov goes up the line. Medvedev was just about reached to it. Ooh, but really sticks it long, but perfect on that one. Grigor was really pushed back into a neutral position, but Grigor up the line. Medvedev just about reaches it. Up the line again by Grigor. Medvedev cross court. Forehand, cross court by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev. Forehand by Dimitrov. Tries to go up the line, and he doesn't keep it within the island. It is in the middle of the tram lines, and as such, it is now 30-all. 30-all. So Medvedev doing his best to stick into this point as much as possible. But Grigor is still, 2 points away from taking the first set. Still 2 points away from taking the first set. Grigor up the line, hits it perfectly, but it is long anyway. I thought that was perfect. So Grigor up the line, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, cross court, really acute one there, really puts him back in control of the point. Backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Grigor up the line, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, trying to bring Medvedev forward, up the cross court by Grigor, cross court by Medvedev, cross court by Grigor. Really trying the best there, slicing it galore. Medvedev's just tempting to come forward. Drop shot by Medvedev. Grigor is unable to reach it, and Medvedev has a break point. So many times there, Grigor was trying his best to coax Medvedev forward so that he could exploit him at a point. But Medvedev was acute to it and always kept retreating back to the baseline until such a point he saw the ability to drop shot Grigor, who was standing miles away from where he placed the ball. All the crowd are watching in maybe disbelief, maybe a bit of hope. So Grigor now looking to save a break point. Goes cross court, backhand by Medvedev, but it is along the baseline, but it was out, so that's a second serve. Medvedev, Grigor goes cross court, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, up the line, and it's long on the baseline. So this set will continue. Medvedev has managed to save one of the breaks of serve against him, and will now be serving to try and make it 5-4. A little bit of a turnaround at the end of this match, or the end of this set at this point here. Certainly a little bit of a turnaround there. Backhand by Grigor. Forehand cross court by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand slice by Grigor. Backhand there. Backhand slice by Grigor. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand slice by Grigor. Forehand by Medvedev. Slice by Grigor. Forehand cross court by Medvedev. Really pushing it long here. Up the line there by Grigor. No luck. Comes forward. Goes cross court. And an attempt to curve round his opponent, which failed for Medvedev. And Grigor is love 15 up already. Just not enough curve on that ball. The length was good, but the width of where it was meant to be wasn't great. Goes down the line, just about out. If that was just a couple of centimeters further in, it would have been a brilliant ace. Medvedev goes cross court, backhand by slice by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev again, forehand up the line by Grigor. Medvedev comes forward and hits it long on the baseline, and it is love 30. So Grigor hoping just to wipe away the issue of what happened in the first attempt to serve it out, and maybe looking to try and get the break and get the set sorted on Medvedev's serve. Just to give you an update, in Basel, Talon Grigspor has taken the first set against Alex Dimitrov, and it looks as though they're going to probably go to a tiebreaker in the first set between Fritz and Shevchenko. Right, so Dimitrov, look, cross court attempt by Medvedev, but that goes long. Second serve. Medvedev sticks it into the air, goes cross court, back forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Grigorov. Slice by Dimitrov, slice by Medvedev, slice by Dimitrov again, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, up the line by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, slice there by Dimitrov, slicing galore, just moving each other from side to side. Oh, and that ball was perfectly on the line there for Medvedev, and as such, he is now 15-30. Down the tee there, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor. And it was, I didn't quite see, was that long? It was long. It was long by Medvedev on a backhand at the net return. And it now means that Grigor Dimitrov has not only 2 break points, but they are also set points as well. 2 set points. As Bornagoyo was taking out the 6th seed, Tommy Paul. The 1st seed has gone in Vienna. Got across court by Medvedev, perfectly located, on the line, kissed it, and as such, that is an ace, and that takes away 1 of the 2 break points. And set points, but he's got another one. There is still 1 more left. Cut down the tee there by Medvedev. Perfect by Medvedev on that one. 2 set points have come and gone. 2 aces found just when he needs them. We're now at deuce. Down the tee, attempt by Medvedev, hits the net, second serve. Goes on a double fault by Daniil, saves 2 set points and ends up giving 1 straight back to Dimitrov. Advantage for the Bulgarian. Double fault. Okay, Medvedev goes down the tee. Forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev. Backhand slice by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev. Backhand slice by Dimitrov, but it was too acute. And it hit the net. Break point gone. Back to deuce. You could say that a bit of a chance has gone astray there, or gone a bit of a miss. Backhand, I remember up and all those bits there. Medvedev down the tee. Just slightly wide. Second serve. Cross court. Forehand by Dimitrov. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Dimitrov. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand lob by Dimitrov. And it was just in. It was in. It was a brilliant lob there by Grigor. Absolutely brilliant lob there by Grigor on that point there. We'll get to your comment in just a bit, Dynamo. Just kisses the baseline. Brilliant bit of play there by Dimitrov. Medvedev goes cross court. Was long. Second serve. Medvedev goes cross court. Forehand cross court by Dimitrov. Medvedev left scrambling and it hits the net. And the first set goes to Grigor Dimitrov in 41 minutes, 6-3, 6-3. And as we come to the end of that game, we will go to a quick short break as we have these change events.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Yeah, so we come into a second set now with Grigor taking the first set really quite comfortably. 3 breaks of serve. 3 times he has broken the Medvedev serve in this match, in that set. Dynamo, you asked who will win. If you asked me that at the start of the match, I probably would have said it would have been a straight sets victory for Medvedev. However, based on what we're seeing at the moment, I still feel like it'll probably be Medvedev. I could be wrong. Actually, I'm most likely going to be wrong. But I could see also a very realistic chance that Dimitrov is going to be the one that's going to walk away with this match. I mean, this first seed has fallen on the Gloybach court with the 6th seed Tommy Paul going out to Goyo. Could we see the second seed? Could we see another seed going out today? So Dimitrov, ball in the air, goes cross court. Good play there. Medvedev left absolutely scrambling, unable to get a return over the net. 15-love to Grigor. Okay, Grigor into position. Goes cross court. Down the line there by Grigor. Medvedev left scrambling on that ball there as my phone decided to start flashing up and say, what Google wanted my help or something. I was like, no, I don't need you, Google. Great Dimitrov, 30 all, 30 love at the moment. Looking for what seems to be a quick start for this second set. Grigor in the air, goes down the line, no luck, just slightly long. So that's the second serve. Cross court, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov. Backhand exchange taking place at the moment. Grigor's really pressing it at the moment. Goes down the line. Medvedev's just able to scramble to it. Medvedev, though, is able to get a mistake out of the Dimitrov racket, who, on the cross-court attempt to return it, just skied it long of the baseline. So 30-15. 30-15. Like I say, please do put any comments you may have on the chat, any questions that you may have. More than happy to give them an answer. Goes cross court with Dimitrov there, no luck. It's on to a second serve. Dimitrov into the air. Goes cross court, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand was long by Medvedev on that one there. He's got his hands in the air like that, going, what is happening? As he is now 40-15 down. Grigor is really attempting to try and keep the momentum going from the first set. He does not want to concede the momentum whatsoever to Medvedev because Medvedev will be all over him if he does that. Grigor goes down the line, just slightly long, so we're at a second serve. Just at a second serve. So the line, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev at the line. Grigor just scrambles to it, pushes to the other side. Backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev again. Forehand by Grigor, cross court. Forehand at the line attempt by Medvedev, no luck. Cross court by Grigor, cross court by Medvedev, cross court as he does an attempted lob by Grigor. Another lob there by Dimitrov, but it is slightly long, so it is out. He did the lob once, why not try it again? Except this time didn't work out. Oh, just a brilliant backhand by Medvedev. Literally skims the top of the net. Really makes it difficult for his opponent. Dimitrov into position. Goes down tries to attempt to go down the line. No luck. Hits the net. Dimitrov goes cross court. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Dimitrov. Forehand cross court by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev. Forehand down the line attempt by Dimitrov. Back cross court by Medvedev. Both really playing tiki-taka at the back of the court here. Sliced by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, forehand down the line by Dimitrov. No luck, doesn't go out yet though. Medvedev is just reaching all of these balls. He's doing his absolute best here. Grigor. Down the line by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, just keeps it in. Medvedev's coming to the mid-court. Cross-court attempt there by Dimitrov, but Medvedev reads it and just drop shots it over the net. Well, he was playing at the net to take it to deuce. Brilliant bit of play there taking place. So now at deuce, so this first service game isn't going as easy as Dimitrov would be hoping or would have hoped. So Dimitrov goes cross court, just long though. Cross court. Forehand by Medvedev, down the line attempt by Grigor, comes forward, scrambles for it, and it's long on the baseline. So Medvedev has a break point. All the usual tricks that have been garnering unforced errors from the Medvedev racket are not working at the moment. Yeah, just Dimitrov with less scrambling on that point there. Come on, let's see what's going to happen here. Okay, goes cross court, no luck. Forehand attempt there by Medvedev to try and get something back. Dimitrov goes cross court, backhand by Medvedev. Forehand cross court by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand by Dimitrov into the net. And that is a break. That is a break for Daniil. Something he probably would have hoped would have come along at the start of the second set. He has been able to break back onto the Bulgarian. Next thing for Daniil to do is to try and now hold serve, which has actually turned out to be a lot more difficult than he would have first hoped. As we just have some match stats popping up on the screen here. We can see that the serve rating was a lot higher for Grigor in the last set than it was in the other one, even though Medvedev was able to get 4 aces to Grigor's 0. But double faults wise, both players committed them, but slightly more by Medvedev on that one there. First serves in was slightly higher for slightly higher at the end for Medvedev, but the lower number for Dimitrov could be countered by the fact that that last service game, the nerves were kicking in that he ended up getting broken on. And a range of other bits there about first serve points. 93%, a really good number to be able to have if you are trying to serve out a match. But both players probably do need to improve their second serve points. 25% is incredibly low and not good if you want to see out a game more easily, as Dimitrov is already 15 level up. And there's some return stats as well, incredibly low. Well, I say incredibly low. Some bits are lower. It's all over the shop for Medvedev on that one there. It's 15 all, brilliant ace there by Dimitrov. I mean by Medvedev. Down the line there by Medvedev, and it is a brilliant ace. Second ace in a row. I think that's 10 more trees that are going to get planted because of it. I wonder how many trees are going to get planted by the end of the competition. The Medvedev bucks have still gone up to 80%. So I said backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov cross court, backhand by Medvedev into the net, and that is now 30 all. So Dimitrov is doing his absolute damnedest. He's doing his absolute damnedest to try and get it sorted. As we can see, Taylor Fritz has taken the first set against Andrei Shevchenko. 7-6. I know Liv, somebody I follow on Twitter, is not going to be entirely happy about that. But she is a huge Shevchenko fan and doesn't really like Taylor. An unreturnable there by Dimitrov. So that now means Medvedev is now 40-30 up. looking to make it 2-2 I'm sure Medvedev will want to get the set over as quickly as possible. It's been noted that the lighter Basel 500 gives a few people a chance at a cheeky 500. Fritz and Felix amongst them. Yeah, it is very much noted, and it's a good thing to talk about as I believe Medvedev is just held there. It's a good thing people have noted is about the strength and the quality of both these two 500 events. So both events do have at least 3 or 4 minimum top 10 players. But it's been noted that at the Vienna draw or the Vienna event, you have the world number 3, the world number 4, the world number 5, the world number 6, and I believe also the world number 7. But don't counteract that. Whereas at Basel, it has the world number 8, 9, 10, and 11. And like the world number 8, or the world number 8, which is who they have as their top seed in Holger Rune, would have only been the 5th seed here in Vienna. Now, and then the rest of the draw kind of follows on from that in terms of top 20 players. A few of them are a few more people have gone to Vienna and whatnot. And generally, people tend to say that the event in Vienna is better facilitated at points. Of course, it's a bigger stadium that you have in Vienna than you have to at Basel. And I think also apparently the appearance fees they're much larger for Vienna than they are at Basel as well. And most people associated why there was always such a strong field at Basel to the sort of Roger Federer effect. It always seemed a situation that Roger Federer would always go to Basel, and that would also follow on for Rafael Nadal, who would in his 20s always go to Basel as well, and those two would always duke it out in a lot of finals and whatnot. And if you look at the winning list for Basel over recent years, okay, Felix last year, but scratch that one. But look back from 2019 when the next champion took place, it was Roger Federer, lots of Rogers. When it comes to Roger Federer, you also had Juan Martín del Potro. He won it on a couple of occasions. Marin Cilic won it in 2017, I believe, and then also, as Medvedev hits a ball out there, Grigor Dimitrov quickly threw on his service game there, so it's now 2-1. But then also Djokovic won it in 2007 and whatnot. So it's very much a case of, on the strength and depth wise, Basel has always had that Roger effect, and they've tried to carry that on as sport and politics is pointing out that Damian first of all noted that Basel 500 doesn't even have a Twitter account. That doesn't help you trying to raise a social media profile. But they did. Their big thing was that last year they got Alcaraz to come to their event. He was the top seed and did get to the semi-finals, I believe. He lost to Felix in that semi-final. But it's very much are they trying to put all their eggs into that one basket. Now, of course, when we're looking at the types of players that these events are looking to attract, you can almost assimilate what is happening with both Vienna and Basel to what happens in the grass court season with Queens and Halle. Because when it comes to Queens and Halle, you looked at the two draws of the two competitions. In terms of the number of top 10 players, but Halle had the better draw. It had Medvedev, it had Rublev, it had Zverev, it had Tsitsipas, it had Kyrgios for a degree, Hurkacz, all those top 10 players. Whereas Queens went almost a different route. It's still a 500 event, still taking place at the same time of year, and I believe still playing a similar sort of prize money. But they really put their eggs in the appearance fees basket on paying the likes of Alcaraz and Rune. That, okay, necessarily at this stage, just done on their own is enough to attract enough attention. But, Alcaraz could certainly look to make Queens his home tournament, or at least his main one big build-up event for the next 10 years. And that would be and that's huge for the tournament to be able to then attract in sponsors and to be able to attract in other players to come to that event, because they know that the world number one and this brilliant player in Alcaraz will be coming here year in year out. And that's now what's almost what the same as Basel are doing. They're kind of banking on that one big player could get convincing them to come to their event and not go to the more stronger event that could be taking place just across the border in another country somewhere. And doing that to be able to achieve good players coming on their own, or certainly keeping those sponsorships coming in. I know that was a bit of a more of a long-winded rant there, but we can certainly see those similarities between those two events taking place. Backhands galore taking place at the moment as Medvedev is scrambling around the shot, and it just hits it wide. So Dimitrov is now 15. Love 15 up. There's just the image of a fan with a Bulgarian flag on the side. But it's also made it kind of helpful for those players chasing Turin. That a lot of them are chosen to go to one event because it means that they're not going to come across players that have already qualified for Turin or look like they're about to qualify for Turin along their path to try and collect enough points to be able to get to Turin. Okay, so it's a second serve at the moment. It is love 15 to Dimitrov and Medvedev serve. Goes cross court. Okay, that wasn't that previous point wasn't an out. It was a let. A line forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, forehand cross court by Dimitrov. Medvedev scrambles towards it, down the line there by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, forehand cross court by Medvedev, down the line there by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev. Backhands to galore taking place. Oh, and just floats beyond the baseline there by Grigor and an attempted down the line backhand slice. And as such, it is now 15 all. We'll double check this about the Twitter account. Yeah, I can't see anything popping up. How much of a surprise that is. Basel tennis. People. No, it doesn't have a Twitter account. That is a shocker. That is a shocker. Medvedev is 30-15 up. They're just in a bit of a rally at the moment. Going cross court. Backhand up line by Medvedev. Forehand by Grigor. Forehand by Medvedev. Forehand by Grigor. Forehand by Medvedev. Forehand by Grigor. Backhand to backhand now. Oh, and it is getting tight to the lines with both players in this rally. Sliced down by Medvedev, so just about reached to it. Cross court by Grigor. Cross court by Medvedev. And that is a beautiful round the post forehand winner by Medvedev. Brilliant bit of play there. Literally, Dimitrov with the cutest of angles, sending it, almost completely behind the umpire's chair in the process, and Medvedev able to reach it and just hit it perfectly around the net post and to get it in. Hopefully, we get a brilliant replay of this. On up cross court though by Medvedev. No luck. It's just out. Medvedev up the line. Backhand by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev. And an attempted down the line drive backhand winner by Grigor. Hits the net though. And it is 3-1. 3-1 to Medvedev. So yeah, like I was just saying, it's as an event, do you put all your eggs in the one basket of when it comes to you've got two competing events or two competing weeks, do to ensure you get that longevity of good players coming to your event, do you kind of pay high appearance fees to the sort of already well-established players to get them to come to your event, or do you bank on a good appearance fee money? But really trying to nurture and have young players come to your tournament very early on and become very accustomed and settled into your tournament, so that then repay you in the long run with constant appearances. I mean, I know that that's what the Rotterdam event does, because although Rotterdam's a brilliant ATP 500 event, it is the first one of the season, and it is indoor hard when everyone's about to go back on outdoor hard a couple of weeks later. When they hit Indian Wells, they tended to do the same. They tend to nurture young players coming through, maybe give a real young wonder kid a wild card that may not necessarily be Dutch, to make them feel as though they have some sort of they owe the tournament something because they gave them that opportunity. They maybe gave them their first big 500 win of the season. Down the line attempt there by Grigor, no luck. no luck on that bit there. Cross court, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev again. Big exchange taking place at the moment. Upline attempt by Grigor. Medvedev just about reaches something. Grigor hits it back. Medvedev just about gets it back over. But behind him, smashed by Medvedev at the net. And it is 30-love. There is nothing Medvedev can do. You can tell the sort of tentacles, to use that octopus metaphor again. The tentacles are really starting to tighten now around Grigor. Medvedev is getting everything back. He is giving Grigor absolutely nothing to play with here and just getting himself into attacking positions to get the points. Dimitrov in real danger of going a double breakdown here. Goes down the tee. Back forehand by Medvedev. Backhand wide by Grigor. He's at the net. Tries to go completely cross court on a backhand return and hits it long of the tram line. 40-love to love 40 to Daniil. Second break. A double break is on the cards here. Double break on the cards. 3 break points. Into the net there by Grigor. Cross court again. Backhand cross court by Daniil. Oh, and a brilliant drop shot return there by Grigor, stretching it out, able to get something as racket onto it and drop shot it over the net. And it is now 15-40. It's now 15-40. Goes cross court, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand exchange. Down the line there by Grigor, no luck. Goes cross court, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev at the line. Grigor stretches to it, but unable to get it over the net. And we have the double break. It is now 4-1. It is now 4-1 to Medvedev. So we have the double break. Medvedev is cruising along to a second set and to take us into a decider. I think Daniil's looking a little bit more disheveled than he would normally be. He'll be serving first, trying to make it to 5-1, and then he'll be doing his damnedest to try and break Grigor again. On that one, on that bit there. As we move along. So let's just see what's going to happen at the moment. Like I said, if you've got any questions to do with tennis, any questions you may have for me to do with this match, please do put them in the chat. Any comments that you may have, your thoughts and feelings on how the match is going. Let's do this best to make it a two-way process. Hopefully I'm not too scary. Sort of say that with a right smile on next to it. Give you a little bit of a weird life update that I've got, which is that I've got Thames water outside my house trying to fix the water pipes in the neighbourhood as they've started to crack, which is brilliant to hear. It's also turning into a nice sunny day in my part of the world. Still a bit cold, still quite cold, but at least it's sunny. Carol, you're saying Medvedev. Absolutely. I'm guessing what we mean by is that you think Medvedev's going to win this, or you're happy with the way Medvedev is playing now. Have the woes of the first set kind of left Daniil, as he's just having to redo his laces. It was becoming a little bit loose. So 107 minutes on the clock here. Becoming okay. So Medvedev ready to serve. Cross court, no luck. Cross court, no luck. Down the tee, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev. And it just clips the line, and you can see the look of frustration on Grigor's face as it just clipped the line as he leaves it, thinking it's going to go long and out. Oh, we just get the image behind it. Literally is like a fingernail whisker in. Down the tee, no luck there, but it's still in. Down the line there by Medvedev is in the forecourt, and it's perfectly put away. 30 love. Daniil is very quickly wanting to get this to 5-1. He very quickly wants to get it to 5-1. So Daniil, ball into the air, goes cross court. Grigor just about gets to it, but it is long. His return is long, so we're at 40 love. Grigor. Medvedev tries to go cross court, just bounces off the net, but it still stayed in. In terms of it stayed in the service box, so it's just a let cord. Absolutely full stands, brilliant to see. I know it's, as we said at the start of the show, it is a national holiday in Austria. And they had an absolutely bumper schedule to coincide that. Up the line there by Grigor, and that was just perfectly located there. As we can see on the vote, on the tally vote poll, please do make sure you vote in whichever side I'm pointing. This side, currently seeing that we've got Medvedev on 83% of you thinking Medvedev's going to do it, as he just gets it sorted to get to 5-1. So he is rocking and rolling along at the moment. He is determined to get this second set wrapped up as quickly as possible. As you can see, it's 28 minutes on the clock. We're probably going to have another quick set. Do remember also to hit the like button of this video, and of course, if you're new here and you're not subscribed, please do make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got a target of trying to get to 5,000 likes. Oh, sorry, 5,000 subscribers. It'd be great if you could join us along the way for that. As Medvedev just gets a lucky bounce at the net on the return, and it just takes all the pace off it and just dribbles over to go love 15 up in the scoreboard. Cross court attempt there by Grigor, just goes out and wide. Grigor goes up the line, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev back the other way, and it just goes out from Medvedev, so it is 15 all. So on one of the returns, Medvedev just hits it long of the long of the baseline. Grigor into position. Goes up the line, perfectly in. I think that's his first ace of the match as well. Oh, no, second ace. His second ace of the match. So 30-15. So Grigor showing a good bit of composure at the moment in this service game. Grigor goes cross court. Brilliant third ace. I'm sure he'll be saying, why couldn't he have found this earlier in the set? 40-15. Dimitrov cross court, another ace, makes it 4 aces for the set. 4 aces for the set, and we are currently sitting at 5-2. So this is at the sit down. Change of ends, sort of similar to what we had in the first set, actually, where Grigor was 5-2 up. He did fail to serve it out in that set, but he was able to then break Medvedev on his service game straight after to get the first set sorted. But we are moving on. You had to say, I do like these chairs. You very much look at like the players' chair bench that they sit in at the change of ends, and some of them look a bit dull, or they may just be like what looks like something very uncomfortable. This is almost like a massive Red Bull throne. You've got the Red Bull advertising. You've got the Let's Go Grigor lit up at the side. And then, of course, you've got the big fridge of Red Bull cans. Now, that's the big question. I keep looking at it. Are they actually Red Bull cans, or is it just a painting or a little sticker that they've put on the front of the glass to make it look like there are a load of Red Bull cans in there? I'd also be tempted to know, do you think any players would ever think, do you know what, I'm going to grab one out the fridge and might as well when I'm there? I know it's not the most healthiest thing in the world, but well, I say healthy in terms of if you're playing a tennis match, the last thing you want to be doing really is taking on carbonated drinks. But I have known some players that have been desperate for some sort of carbonated drink. And I think back to there was a time Berrettini asked for a Coca-Cola in his match in Monte Carlo, and they said, "We can't give you that; it's sponsored." And they was like, "Okay, just what about fizzy water or something like that?" Yeah, I don't think drinking a carbonated drink in the middle of a tennis match is the smartest thing in the world. Right, so Daniil Medvedev now coming out to serve for the second set and to take it to a deciding set. And it's new balls, which will help him as well. Up in the air and attempts to go up the line. No luck. Second serve. Medvedev goes cross court. Forehand by Dimitrov. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Medvedev up the line. Forehand by Grigor. Forehand by Medvedev cross court. Down the line by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Grigor. Forehand by Medvedev. Forehand by Grigor. Into the net. And it is love 15. It is love 15 to Medvedev. We've got some stats popping up below on the screen. So in the second serve, points 1. Grigor's won 2 out of 6. With Medvedev's won 5 out of 16. That was in the first set. Medvedev up the line, backhand, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, into the net, slice backhand into the net, 30 love. Medvedev is powering his way at the moment to this second set. Medvedev goes down the tee, perfectly located, a great ace there, taking up to 7 aces for the set. So 3 set points here to take it to a third and deciding set. Tries to go cross court, no luck. Goes up the line, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, cross court, backhand by Grigor, into the net. And there we go. That is the second set sorted, wrapped up in the can, whatever phrase or timing you want to end up using on that point there. As they all go to the chair there. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the two decides to go for a bathroom break. We're at 1 hour and 15 total for the match. That was a 35-minute set. And we will now go for a short break, whilst they are sitting and changing the ends.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
There we go. And if you can as well, as you can see at the side bit here, please to become a member of the Talking Tennis community and enjoy perks such as emojis, badges, and exclusive content. Please do sign up to the link, as you will be able to see in the chat in the chat box. It'd be great to have you involved. And just to give some scores around the grounds, or to get some updated scores around the grounds. Like I said, at the midway through that second set, Tommy Paul is out to Bora Goyo in Vienna, and currently on the Gladbach court, you've got the all Austrian affair of Oberleiner and Ronionov are currently a set down to Arnaldo and Weisborn. Weisborn is Austrian as well. And then over in Basel, Talon Grigsport has seen off the fourth seed, the fourth seed Alex de Minaur, or fifth seed, sorry, seen off the fifth seed Alex de Minaur 6-4, 6-3. And Shevchenko and Fritz are on serve at the moment, being juiced on Fritz's serve in the second set, and Fritz has that first set. We can also see that the great tennis in Vienna does not end with Daniil. If depending on how this match goes, there is of course Tsitsipas, Sinner, and also Gael Monfils coming up much later on as well for you to be able to enjoy. It's 30 love now at the moment to Dimitrov, which is coming on well. Dimitrov down the tee, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov here. A good backhand exchange taking place at the moment. And that was slightly long there by Medvedev. So Dimitrov 30 love up. So starting this service game quite strongly, or as strongly as he would have hoped with this point here. Dimitrov into the air, goes cross court, backhand attempt by Medvedev. No luck, he doesn't get anything onto the racket, and as such, it is 1 love now to Dimitrov. Verata, you want to score? It is currently 1 settle between both Grigor Dimitrov and Daniil Medvedev. Grigor Dimitrov took the first set 6-3, but Daniil Medvedev took the second set 6-2, and was, as such, we're into a third set. And Grigor Dimitrov has held serve in the first service game, or the first game of the set, and is 1 love up at the moment to Daniil. So just getting some shots on the ATP World feed of Tsitsipas warming up on one of the practice courts. So who's winning so far? That's a big question. Big question, Andy. I would say it's a draw at the moment. They're drawing at the moment. 15 love now to Medvedev. Brilliant first serve, hammering down there. But this is the deciding set. Medvedev goes down the tee. It was just slightly long. Onto a second serve. Attempt there, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov. Really working each other hard here. Oh, an attempted cross-court winner by Medvedev, just fires into the net. No luck on that one there. No luck at all. Medvedev goes cross-court, forehand by Dimitrov, no luck. Backhand by Medvedev, cross-court, forehand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov. He's come to the net, and Medvedev tries to sail a backhand past him, but no luck. It goes beyond the tram line. Dimitrov, 30, love 15-30 up. Dimitrov really is looking to try and strangle away the momentum that Medvedev has built in the last service game. Will he be able to do so? Medvedev tries to go cross court, no luck, hits the net, second serve. Medvedev goes cross court, forehand by Dimitrov, and it is just Out. It looks like it's out. It was out. It was just out. Just out. That was a multi zoom in there to see the gap. 30 all. A little bit of a let off there for Daniil. Daniil goes down the line. Dimitrov is unable to get anything really on that, but it is a second serve. This is certainly interesting at this point. Down the line there, backhand by Dimi. Forehand by Dimi. Backhand by Dimi. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Dimi. Backhand to backhand here. Exchange taking place. Backhand up by Dimitrov. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand by Dimitrov. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev. Long. It is long. It is now a break point. It is a break point to Dimitrov at the start of the second set. He is working his socks off for this at the moment. Really working his socks off. It's certainly getting tense. This could be a real momentum changer if Dimitrov can get this one sorted. Cross court, backhand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov again. Backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov. Backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov at the line. Cross court by Medvedev, cross court by Dimitrov. Forehand cross court by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov. Forehand really using acute angles here. Backhand, backhand, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, down the line, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand down the line by Medvedev. Dimitrov is unable to get it over. Brilliant bit of play there by Medvedev. God knows how many shots that rally was, but geez, each player was like a, what's the best way to describe it? Like a what do you call it with the swords? What's that sort of event called? Completely forgotten what it's called, but the one it's almost like some sort of jousting contest almost taking place between the two players, nudging each other here or there, trying to work out each other's weaknesses, and then Medvedev was able to go for the killer blow. Medvedev goes cross court, able to get the first serve in. Dimitrov looks perplexed. It is now advantage Medvedev. Now advantage Medvedev. Medvedev with the ball, goes down the tee. It was just slightly long, so we're at a second serve. Medvedev goes cross court, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, back forehand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov. Medvedev comes forward and hits a forehand passing shot winner to make it 1-1. Make it 1-1. So a little bit of a scare there for Daniil, but he was able to come through it with an excellent rally there. Huge amount of shots in that rally, and it is now 1-1. Reminder again, both players have won a set each, and this is a deciding set for the second round contest. Dimitrov just into position. Goes up the line, backhand by Daniil, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Daniil, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Daniil. Backhand to backhand at the moment. Backhand. It's all cross court. Up the line attempt by Grigor. No luck. Hits the net. Love 15. Andy saying still draw. It is still a draw. It is 1-1 all in the third and deciding set. Andy, still 1-1 all. It is currently love 15 to love 15 at the moment on the Dimitrov service game. Dimitrov, ball in the air, tries to go across court, is long nose. That is the second serve. Dimitrov goes cross court, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand to backhand exchange. Backhand at the line there. Brilliant backhand by Grigor on that point there. That now makes it 15 all. As you can tell, we'll come down a bit. 15 all at the moment. Across the line, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand down the line by Medvedev. Grigor, it just hits it wildly out, long beyond the baseline. It is 15-30, 15-30. $15.30 at the moment. Dimitrov goes cross court, no luck, just goes wide of the service box, second serve. Cross court, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, down the line by Medvedev, no luck, hits the net, 30 all. All. Both players is in position. Just collecting the ball from Dimitrov. Like I said, if you want any comments, please do put them in the chat. I'll aim to answer them as best I can, or at least comment on what you're commenting on. Cross court there, backhand by Medvedev, no luck. Jane, thanks for the tennis coverage today. It's good to see. Up the line, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov. It is a forehand, sorry, it was a forehand, and it was a forehand wide of the tram line. So it is now 30-40. Medvedev has a break point. He has a break point. Medvedev looking as more disheveled as ever before, which usually means that he is in the groove if he's looking absolutely disheveled as anything. Dimitrov then. Cross court, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, both all cross court, backhand to backhand exchange. Sliced there by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, cross court, backhand by Medvedev to backhand where it goes, forehand up the line, cross court now again, cross court by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, back the line by Grigor, and it is long. He gets the mistake out of the Medvedev racket. It is long and the cross-court attempt by Medvedev, and it is now deuce. We are at deuce. Usually we see those sorts of exchanges go the way of the Bulgarian, but this time around it went, go the way of the Russian, but this time around it went the way of the Bulgarian. So both players have had breakpoint chances in this at the opening part of this set and have not taken them. Will Medvedev be able to get himself into another chance, or will Grigor swipe it away? Up the line, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev. Grigor comes to the net and is able to poke a backhand volley away to make it advantage Dimitrov. Both players currently are not giving anything up on their own serve. goes up the line, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, into the net, and it is now 2-1. It is 2-1 now to Dimitrov. He has seen off the challenge on his serve, and he's seen it off fairly well. Pretty good going there by the Bulgarian. Just a note about commentary coming up for the rest of today. Almost in celebration of this Austrian holiday, which I still don't know much about, but it's an Austrian holiday. We'll be covering the last two matches on centre court in Vienna, which is going to be Sinner and Sonego, S versus S, Italian versus Italian, and then also Tiafo versus Monfils, the two great entertainers of our sport in current times. So both those two matches will be covered here. Please do make sure that you join in, log in, put it up, put the tennis on in the background as you do on your screen. Put it on silent, and then just log on to our one and just have our commentary coming out of your speakers. And so theoretically, Dimitrov is in the lead. I wouldn't say he's winning, as he is not a breakup as of yet. As it is 5-4 between Shevchenko and Fritz, they are still very tight in their own match there. And all that good stuff there. What am I trying to find as we go along? Sounds like a rhyme. Don't worry, it's not turning into rhyme time with James or anything like that. Just keeping an update on the W60 event that's happening in Glasgow. I know it's very niche tennis, as we all have a little bit. We all have our own favourite niche tennis events. The interesting thing is, and this may be an interest to everyone of an international audience, there is a sort of like a British wonder kid called Hannah Klungman in the women's draw, who has now made back-to-back challenge of quarterfinals as a 14-year-old. I will bear in mind, as a 14-year-old, she was on the right side of retirement today against the top seed Olivia Gladic. Which means at the moment, coupled with the quarterfinal that she achieved in Shrewsbury at the W100 last week, means that the 14-year-old is currently in the top 700 in the world, which is just absolutely bizarre to say that 2 weeks ago she was hovering around about 1,100. Just shows how quickly at those lower levels points can start to accumulate. And then also a 16-year-old Mingmi Zhu is also through to the quarterfinals. She was able to beat the 6th seed Gabriela Knudsen, a Czech player, to be able to get that far as well. Oh, and Armani Banks had to pull out, so Harriet Darts into the quarters of that tournament as well. Just noticed that. Like I said, a little bit of niche tennis, as we all like to sort of follow those niche tennis events. But the W60 in Glasgow, proving to be a brilliant ground for young British hopefuls, or generally just young players that are looking to get their way forward on the tour. As Medvedev is 30 love up at the moment. Sort of cruising through his service game at the moment. 40 love up. 40 love up. Medvedev tries to go cross court. No luck with that shot though. Medvedev up the line. That is long, so that is a double fault, and that is now 40-15. Cross court by Medvedev, perfectly placed. It had the curve of a banana on that one there, and that is now 2-2. So a very quick service game there for Medvedev, no issues. As you see a picture of a kid holding his hand like that, he's like, what is going to happen in this match? We got these one very tall person and one very attractive person in Grigor. I don't know how to best describe him on that one. Duking it out. Grigor goes cross court. Medvedev gets it back. Backhand cross court there by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Grigor. Lob by Medvedev. But it's long on the baseline. It wasn't a Grigor lob that he had that was perfect. This was a a bit of a naff, more of a naff lob than anything else. So Grigor down the line, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, forehand, backhand by Grigor. Medvedev comes a little bit further forward. Slice galore by Grigor, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev. Just about gets it in. Grigor comes to the net and is able to hit a forehand passing shot past the 6'6" player. 30 love now to Grigor. Grigor down the line, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev up the line, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor as a drop shot. Medvedev comes to the net, drop shots as well. Grigor, though, is able to hit a shot past him down the line. Oh, there wasn't enough on that for Medvedev, or there was too much on that. And Grigor was able to reach that and hit a drop shot down the line past Medvedev in the process. Brilliant bit of play. As we've got Matthew in the chat saying, come on, Grigor, hold firm. He is currently holding firm at the moment, Matthew. Something he'll wish to continue to do. And I agree with you, Matt. Grigor, Vogue versus Gale should be an absolute barnstormer. As Grigor goes for the smash and smashes it into the net. So it's not going to be a love hold this time around. It's gone to 40-15. Just pennies it into the net on that point there. So is Grigor about to get it done, or are we about to see a big comeback from Medvedev in this service game? That's slightly long by Grigor, so we're at a second serve. Grigor goes up the line, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev up the line, forehand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor down the line, backhand though by Medvedev, who just about reaches it, forehand by Grigor into the net. It is now 40-30. So 2 game points have come and gone. Now Grigor has 1 more game point left. 1 more game point left. One more game point left here. So Grigor into position, goes down the line, forehand by Medvedev into the net, and Grigor finally gets it done. It is now 3-2. And as the players go for a change of end, I know we've had a bit close to half an hour already. So as the players go for a change of end, we're going to go just to a short break.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Players are back out and ready. Medvedev is tying his shoelaces again. Number 3-2 at the moment, 3-2 to Grigor, but they're on serve. Okay, Medvedev now looking to try and get it to 3-all. Goes down the tee, backhand by Grigor, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor into the net, and that is now 15-love to Medvedev. Exactly, Matthew. You'll be there for that. Be there or be square. Okay, so Medvedev cross court, hits it perfectly on the line, and that is a ace. So that takes it to 30-love. 30-love for the Russian. Brilliant camera shot again. Down tries to go down the line, no luck. Hits the net, second serve. Down the line, backhand by Grigor into the net, and that makes it 40-love. Grigor looks slightly despondent at that. Turning into a very quick service game. If Medvedev gets it sorted now, goes cross court, backhand by Grigor, forehand down the forehand wide by Medvedev, gets the and it was just wide, a little bit too wild there. He took the volley straight away, didn't let it bounce, and just went for it. Oh, well, I was perceiving that looked into me, but that was another matter. Cross court there by Daniil, and he gets the job sorted with an ace. Takes it to 3-all. So we are now at 3-all. Handing the baton back to Grigor. All right, Grigor, off you go. Off you go. What can you do, lad? What can you do? Grigor cross court, forehand by Medvedev. Grigor comes forward, up the line, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, and is able just to see it past to make it 15-love. He's into the big come on, he's just a big shout, but come on in his on his side. Brilliant bit of play there by Grigor. Came forward as well, used all parts of the court. It's brilliant when you see players do that. L Visible is saying, come on, Dimitrov. L Invisible. Forehand by Grigor up the line, but it's long on the baseline, so that makes it 15-love, 15-all. At the moment. Grigor. Attempt that up the line, no luck, hits the net. Grigor up the line again, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Grigor up the line. It's long on the baseline, and it is 15-30. 15-30. A small window, a very small window is opening up here. Very small window. 30-15 to Medvedev. Medvedev just scratching his beard. Okay, Grigor. Up the line, backhand by Medvedev, but it is long of the baseline. And as such, it is now 30-all. It is 30-all. Let me pop my laptop in before it dies. Otherwise, we'll completely go. 30-all, 30-all. Okay. Grigor goes up the line. Just wide, just wide. Second serve here. Grigor goes at the line again. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Grigor cross court. Backhand by Medvedev. Clips the top of the net, but backhand into the net though by Dimitrov. He was caught out by the lucky net clip that Medvedev had on his backhand return. Dimitrov couldn't reset, couldn't get himself into position properly, and ends up just hitting a backhand right into the bottom of the net. Medvedev has a break point. He has a break point. 30-40, one break point. Grigor sticks it wide. It is long though. Second serve. Things look good for Daniil. Just into position. Medvedev, Daniil cross court. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Grigor. 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 Backhand by Medvedev again. All taking place cross court at the back of the court. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Grigor. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand by Grigor. Backhand to backhand. And it was long by Medvedev on that. You don't expect a mistake from the Medvedev racket in a rally of that length, and it occurs. It was long on the baseline. So we are back to deuce. The big question is, who wants this more? Who wants this more? We got cross court, no luck. Dimitrov into the air, goes up the line. Backhand by Daniil, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Daniil, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Daniil, backhand by Grigor. Forehand down the line by Daniil, back forehand by Grigor into the net. So it is another break point for Daniil. It is another break point for Daniil. Advantage Medvedev on the Dimitrov serve. If you are a Grigor fan right now, it is getting tight. This is not what you want to be doing. You want to be getting through your service game as solidly as possible. Mumblings from himself from Dimitrov. He goes for the serve. He goes up the line, but it is long of the box. It is a second serve. Dimitrov up into the sky, goes cross court, backhand by Daniil, forehand by Dimitrov, backhand by Daniil, into the net. A mistake from the Medvedev racket. What should have been a straightforward backhand down the line hits and buries itself into the net. We are back to deuce. We are back to deuce. Dimitrov into position. Goes up the line. Daniil just about scrambles to it. Forehand in the forehand court though by Daniil. But Medvedev unable to hit a passing shot winner, cross-court winner. And as such, Dimitrov is now advantage himself. He is now advantage. He has the advantage in this service game. Grigor is holding on for dear life here, for dear life. Both players know the finish line is coming nearer. They want to be the one that's going to tip the tape when that occurs. Up the line there by Grigor, but it was slightly long. That would have been a perfect ace otherwise. Dimitrov looking for a big win to help mark off a really consistent season. Medvedev looking to do what he's never done before, which is to go and retain the title. All possibilities for players who are able to progress from this second round match. Backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, and it was long. It was long. Another mistake from the Medvedev racket. Those mistakes are coming back, and they're coming back strong. Like that. And they're coming back strong. It is now 4-3 to Grigor, 4-3. They are still on serve. That is the crucial element of this, but that was a couple of break points that Grigor was able to save there. This match feels like it really is getting close to the wire. Both players are determined not to get broken, and both players are doing what they can to try and get those break points. Pretty good entertainment if you're a fan in the stand, and you've still got 3 more matches after this. I think another thing just to say, which is crucial for tennis going forward into the as we're nearing the end of the season. It's yet another brilliant season full of highs, lows, trials, tribulations for you and your favorite players and the players you do not like. But of course, there are still some big events coming up to the end of the season, all of which we'll be looking to cover on Talking Tennis. Events such as the Paris Masters, which is the big one that's coming up at the end of the season, whilst also maybe hope to be able to get some coverage of the WTA finals, which are taking place on the same week. Granted, that is quite a bit of a difficult time zone, given that the first singles match is due to kick off at 10 o'clock in the night UK time. So that's going to be great. But then we've also got other events that are taking place. There's a couple of 250s that take place the week after on the ATP side, with events such as Metz and Sofia, along with the Billie Jean King Cup finals. Both the main finals and also some playoffs and knockouts are taking place then. And we're going to have a WTA Weekly will be on Sunday evening as well, previewing those WTA finals. So please do make sure you join in for that. I'm sure Nick's got some brilliant bit of analysis and expertise ready and waiting to go for that. On that one there, and we have press accreditation for the Billie Jean King Cup finals. Should be great to be able to get some coverage from that event there. I myself are going to be going to the UK knockout, also the knockouts match between the United Kingdom and or Great Britain. Sorry, between Great Britain and Sweden that's taking place on that week on the Saturday. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then, of course, at the end, we've got the ATP finals, the ATP World Tour finals. They take place along with the Davis Cup finals after that. And then the week after that, it is the Next Gen finals as well. We could be seeing the likes of Ben Shelton, Holger Rune, and a few other big names taking place in those Next Gen finals, which are in Jeddah this year. Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Quite controversially that the tournament is heading there this year. But certainly that will be you've got all those brilliant events still to sort of come forward, and then it's 3 weeks, and then you're back after Christmas straight away on the 29th with the United Cup, starting off the 2024 season in 2023. So yeah, ran through a lot of events that are still taking place at the moment. As Medvedev is kind of sailing through his service game at the moment, I do apologise we weren't talking about the points there. It's currently 40-15 to Medvedev. Looks as though he's going to be getting to 4-4 pretty quickly. Leading at the moment is Grigor, but it is leading only on serve. There is nobody who has a break up, Andy. There is nobody who has a break. It is still currently 4-3 to Dimitrov, but they are on serve. Grigor into the air, goes up the line. Forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Grigor. Or forehands now by Grigor. But it is wide of the tram lines, and we are now 4-4. It is now 4-4 as we currently stand. 4-4. So any mistake now could be unbelievably critical for this match. It's although it's a second round match of a 500, there was certainly a lot of tension now riding on this contest. Two very good players. You could argue that the draw for Medvedev has not been that kind to get Arthur Fils and then Grigor Dimitrov as your two unseeded opponents in the first couple of rounds. are certainly some of the worst unseeded opponents you could possibly get. But this is the way the draw works. Medvedev, though, determined to look to rehold his title that he picked up last year. Dimitrov, though, serving it at the moment, tries to go down the line. No luck on that shot there. Goes down the tee. Backhand by Medvedev. Back forehand by Rublev, sorry, but by Dimitrov. Medvedev's doing all he can to keep the ball in at the moment. Backhand exchange to backhand exchange. Backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov with a slice. Forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov down the line. But it is long of the baseline. It is long of the baseline. So we are love 15. Love 15 to Medvedev. Just to make sure everyone is completely updated on the score. It is 4-4 in the third and deciding set. And it's currently love 15 to Medvedev on the Dimitrov serve. Down cross court attempt by Dimitrov, no luck. So at the second serve. Cross court there by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Dimitrov. Forehand, backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Dimitrov. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand down the line by Dimitrov. And it is wide. It is wide of the tram line. It is now love 30. Love 30. Is the octopus ready to strike? Is the octopus finally wheeling his prey in? And is he about to finish him off? Or is Grigor going to be able to fight back? Grigor with the serve. Tries to go cross court, no luck, hits the net, second serve. Grigor goes down the tee. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Grigor. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Grigor. Backhand exchange with now a slice. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand by Grigor. Backhand to backhand at the baseline at the moment. Forehand by Medvedev. Grigor slice there. Medvedev comes forward. Backhand at the line. Grigor just about reaches it. Attempted reach there. Backhand by Grigor. Attempted passing shot. No luck. Drop shot though by Grigor. And Grigor hits the net. Grigor hits the net. There was a drop shot attempt by Grigor. Medvedev was able to whack it up into the air. Grigor got his racket onto it, but was only able to bash it into the actual net itself. Love 40. 3 break points now for Medvedev. 3 break points. I have a picture now of my cat who is now waking up. She was on the chair just in front of me and wondering what I'm doing. Is closely coming to her tea time. All right. Cross court attempt by Grigor. No luck. Second serve. He has not found a first serve in this service game. This is probably contributing to the issues that the Bulgarian is playing against. Goes cross court. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Grigor. Forehand by Medvedev. Forehand by Grigor. And it is long. Medvedev gets the break at what feels like some of the last few games or last couple of games of this set. Medvedev goes to the chair and all he has to do is serve it out and he'll be into the quarterfinals. The resistance, the tenacity, the brick nature of Dimitrov Grigor in this set has finally broken. It has finally broken. And it's been broken by the octopus. He has finally wheeled his prey in. No luck in terms of any first serves on the Grigor serve. That was a massive issue here. Wasn't getting any free points or the ability to get any free points or easy points. And as such, it is now 5-4 to Medvedev. He is a breakup and he's now going to come out and serve for the match. So you could say, Andy, if he's still in the chat, or he's still listening in, that Medvedev is now leading this this contest. Medvedev is now leading this contest. If you've got any last questions that you want to ask me about tennis, about this match, about anything, it looks as though we're coming close to the end, so please do put it into the chat. Be much appreciated. Do what we can to answer as we go. Down the tee there by Medvedev. Just about gets back by Grigor, but then it was an easy forehand down the line by Medvedev to make it 15-love. Daniil in the air, goes cross-court, just about stretched for it, Dimitrov, but then cross-court attempt again by Medvedev. Grigor's able to just get something on his racket, but they're only able to put it into the net. It is now 30-love. 30-love. It is now 30-love. Medvedev goes down the tee. Only literally just got his racket onto it. Dimitrov. Backhand exchange, though, taking place between the pair. Backhand up the line over Dimitrov. No luck. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand by Dimitrov. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Dimitrov. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand drop shot by Dimitrov. Medvedev comes to the net. He's just able to get something onto it, but it does go long on the tram line, and it is now 30-15. So Dimitrov is on the board now in this service game. He is on the board. It is really coming together. Jane, you're asking, is Rublev going to have to pay Medi? Not yet. Not yet. It would be Kachanov. If the winner of this match will play Karen Kachanov, so the other Russian, the other Russian in the quarterfinal. Down the tee attempt by Medvedev. Rublev and Medvedev would be due to play each other if they all reach that stage in the final. Backhand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, backhand by Medvedev, forehand by Dimitrov, forehand by Medvedev, backhand by Dimitrov, drived attempt. Dimitrov has come forward, cross-court attempt though by Medvedev, and a brilliant drop shot at the net there by Dimitrov. He came forward and was able to drop shot it over on an attempted cross-court passing shot winner. And we're now 30 all. 30 all. The Bulgarian is not giving up here. He is not giving up here. Failed throw in the air. Cross-court. Forehand by Dimitrov. Forehand by Medvedev. Cross-court. Went in behind the Bulgarian. And he now has match point. He now has match point. Now has match point. How is this going to go? And it was unreturnable there by Dimitrov. So there we go. The contest is over. Daniil Medvedev has beaten Grigor Dimitrov. Has had to come from behind. He lost the first set 3-6, but then won the second 6-2, 6-4, 6-2, 6-4 to make it through to the quarterfinals in Vienna, where he'll play his Russian counterpart Karen Kachanov in the quarterfinal. Karen being the 8th seed in this tournament. And of course, Medvedev is trying to do something he has not done yet in his career, which is to be able to defend a title or at least win a title in a place he's already won it before. Of course, Daniil, being the defending champion in Vienna, would very much want to be able to pick up the Vienna title once again. It's a lovely little trophy, which is like a golden racket wrapped around the ball. As we can see, there's all sit down there. The multitude of fans that have a big tennis balls out ready for to get the players to sign those autographs. Just to give you some score updates around the ground. Arnaldo and Weisborn were able to beat the complete Austrian pairing of Olbaniner and Ronionov in their match there. So Lamons and Wivro are about to play Cameron Norrie and Sonny Poole. That's in Vienna. And then over in Basel, as was said, Talon Grigor has beaten Alex de Minaur. With Taylor Fritz versus Andrei Shevchenko. They are one set all, and they are one game all in the third set. And Nicolas Jarry versus Hugo Humbert. They are on serve at the moment, 4-3 to the Frenchman in that contest. All that's left to say is, as Andy, the winner is Daniil Medvedev from this contest. And all that's left to say is that I hope you've all enjoyed this this commentary gig. We're, of course, going to be covering Sinner versus Sonego and also Gael Monfils versus Francis Tiafoe in the later matches today. Make sure you tune in for them and you get involved. We've got plenty of good matches still left between now and the end of the season as we come to the height of the indoor hard court swing. What else to say is goodbye.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
you.